and very low audio levels.
I'm all the way up. Is it?
It's not even halfway. I'll adjust mine.
Yeah.
To ride to Congress about a proposed Trump Tower in Moscow.
Okay, here's how you use them, Tiger. Salads, muffins, tarts, garnishes, jams, jellies, and pies.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
We can do a salad thing. We can do a.
You'd have to collect a lot to make a pie, but...
Is it?
Still barely halfway.
Really?
Mic check. Mic check.
Also good to eat by themselves.
Trying to hear it.
Everything's up. I mean, it's all the way.
I'm trying to make sure it's coming through.
Korean leader has been trying to stay in touch with Mr. Trump by writing letters. Over the past year, Kim has sent 6 letters to the president in an effort to build and maintain
Mic check. Mic check.
a relationship with him. Officials from both countries are holding off when it comes to marking the actual date of the summit in February in case they need to delay the meeting. This is
America is built and based on liberties and freedoms. Liberty HealthShare brings that to healthcare. The liberty of choosing your own doctor. The liberty of choosing your own hospital. Liberty HealthShare makes healthcare affordable to millions of Americans. Ignite your liberty. Sharing plans starting at $199 for a single, $399 for a couple, and no matter how big the family, only $529. That's $529 for the entire family. To learn how you can
It's hearing in the studio.
Yeah. But not through the thing.
What the heck?
Double check that.
Lighter than expected sentence. USA Radio's Rick Vincent reports.
Former Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke sentenced to 6 3/4 years in prison in the fatal shooting of black teenager Laquan McDonald.
You can't wait. You hear nothing. Wait a second.
Special prosecutor Joseph McMahon saying Van Dyke should be sentenced like any other offender convicted of second-degree murder and 16 counts of aggravated battery.
He says he's not here. I hear nothing from you now, but could earlier.
Van Dyke could be out in less than 3.5 years with his feet.
You don't hear now?
Has identified 3 of the 4 Americans killed in a suicide bomb attack claimed by the Islamic State.
6'3" is the number, Jimmy Tags. Paul says that basketball may not be your thing, but the money's just as green when you win 14-4 on your opinions on last weekend. I know you have an under-the-radar game today as well.
Well, before I get into any games, I want our listeners to visualize that on Sunday.
Four 424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John@GardenAmerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan, John Bagnasco, and Palafox on the Garden America Radio and
Another Saturday morning, and a good morning to you. It is 6 minutes after. Bryan Main back here on Garden America along with Tiger Palafox. John Bagnasco, welcome one and all here in San Diego, tuning in live on AM 1240, and for a good part of our audience, streaming live on Biz Talk Radio. Facebook is up and running. You'll be able to hear us. Having a little problem with the feed from the other end, but Tiger's going to be working on that as we speak. And as they say, it is always something. But we'll look into that. And John just chuckles in the
John
corner.
doesn't even know what's going on.
Because
Right
John
now.
doesn't. John just says, you know what? I got my own computer, my own thing I'm dealing with here. You guys get Facebook up and running.
No, I'm chuckling because my mom and dad, one of their sayings always used to be, if it's not something,
It's something.
it's something else.
It's something. It's true, exactly. So
Yep.
we are back. We do hope you had a good week. We had a lot of rain here in San Diego, which is very exciting. Now everything's
8
soaked.
inches up in Lake Elsinore.
Whoa.
8 inches.
8 inches. That's a lot.
That's a lot of rain.
That's a season of rain for Southern
That's
California.
5 years of rain here in San Diego normally.
Well, not quite that, but
A little
it is a lot.
exaggeration.
I told you guys when I came in, this is one of those days that I think to myself, here's why I moved to California.
Today, you mean the weather forecast for today?
Yeah, it's going to be sunny, about 76.
Dry.
Well,
I mean,
they're dry after the
yeah,
rain,
sure.
but the thing is, what a great day for gardening today.
Yeah.
Pull out weeds.
Well, now's the
easily.
time you want to pull the weeds
so
out
easy,
because it'll be
right?
Yeah.
easy now.
Yeah, and they're growing quickly, so don't enjoy the weather without working in your garden, or it'll just overtake you.
Sure, sure.
I learned a lot of things this week.
You're talking about coffee.
Well, not only coffee, I was telling you guys about fuchsia berries. We're looking into that. I didn't realize fuchsia berries were edible. I think most of them, but especially on fuchsia arborescens. You can go on the internet and you can find recipes for fuchsia berries, and I don't know, Tiger was just talking about adding them to salads maybe.
Yeah, smoothie. A fuchsia berry smoothie.
Yeah.
I wonder if all are edible, like all fuchsia berries are edible, and some just taste better than others. Some species taste better.
Looking online, I saw that it looked to me like there were 6 or 7 species that they listed as being edible. So I don't know if that applies to most fuchsia or not.
Like, it's not going to make you sick. It's just not going to taste good.
Yeah, but supposedly fuchsia arborescens taste really well. And got so excited about that we're looking into maybe offering plants of fuchsia arborescens online. We'll see if we can get a few and do that.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Then I went to the coffee summit at Cal Poly, which was really, I learned so much about coffee.
Did they serve you coffee when you got there?
They did, Starbucks.
That's pretty funny.
I wonder if that's like a big joke with them.
Well, later on, there was a matter of fact, next week we are going to have Jay Rusky from Fringe Coffee, and he's going to be our guest in studio next week. So he's the one who's spearheading the planting of coffee in California, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's a brand new industry for California. And you would think that it's called Fringe Coffee because it's on the fringe of the climate.
Is that really why they call it that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Here in California, you mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fringe of the coffee growing region. And my mind just went blank. But I think it's been about 20 years he's been looking for varieties and for ways of planting coffee, but this just came back to me. But what I was surprised to learn is you think California is really not a tropical climate. So
Right.
coffee's going to be really tender and, could freeze. There's all kinds of things that can go wrong. Now in the tropics, per plant you get 1.8 pounds of coffee per year.
Okay.
And you would think in California, since it's not the tropics,
Right.
you're not going to get as much. But in California, you get 2 to 4 pounds per year.
Because the season's longer?
No, partially, but because of the weather, the coffee will flower 2 to 4 times.
Oh.
Where in the tropics, it flowers once. So I learned a lot of interesting things about coffee. We'll talk to
You just have to
Jay
keep the
next
plants alive.
week. You have to keep
That's
them alive.
Right?
Right.
That's the challenge. It'll produce better, but you run the risk of losing some plants on those real marginal areas, hence the name fringe.
Are you saying
kind
that,
of a
that
thing.
plants produce better when they're living? When they're alive?
It's shocking.
Yeah, that was actually one of the examples they used on keeping plants going. But I was over at the flower fields yesterday in Carlsbad, California, and they have I think it's 4-year-old planting of coffee, and the plants were just loaded with coffee beans.
Wow.
And the interesting thing is that I never knew anything about specialty coffee, and I learned to be called a specialty coffee. It has to score 80 or above on a 0 to 100 scale, and
So what makes it so special?
well, flavors,
Okay.
aftertaste. For instance,
It's like, I guess like wine tasting in a way, right?
well, one of the varieties of coffee that they're trying to plant here in California is a variety called Geisha. And Geisha is becoming really popular in Asia now because of its floral flavors, floral and tropical flavors. And the coffee itself finishes with a sweet taste, rather than a bitter taste when you're done. And the average price of coffee, say in Panama or Colombia, would be about $1.80 a pound. In California, it's about $65 a pound.
Good golly.
But in Panama, where they have an auction every year, and they had this one variety of geisha, or one lot of geisha that scored extremely high, like in the maybe 90, 91, something like that. That sold for $800 a pound.
Wow. That's like that big tuna fish.
That's the wholesale
Huge.
price.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, it's interesting, and next week we'll learn more about coffee.
I guess so. We just have to keep ourselves from getting all jittery, right?
Well, I brought one
All this
today.
coffee talk, you're talking about coffee.
I've got AM, PM, and coffee with me, and I tasted it. I'm not quite sure it would classify as a specialty
No,
coffee.
I don't think so. Yeah,
Maybe the way I make it is specialty.
it's funny how when you do taste good coffee, they kind of go back to the old, call it AM, PM, 7-Eleven, whatever taste.
Apparently
not quite
coffee
up
is
to
going to be
par.
a big thing with, or is a big thing with Gen Z. That they're the ones who are
It's not a big thing now?
not specialty
Not
coffee.
specialty.
Right.
Okay.
As a matter of fact,
Jeez.
specialty coffees have just come on the American scene within the last 5 years where people even knew what they were.
Now, there's another coffee, and I think, I'm not sure Starbucks serves it or not. Probably not, because it's way too expensive. Made with, is it elephant dung?
Wow.
No, I don't think so.
No,
You get
I'm
elephants
serious.
too on your property?
No, I'm serious. They make, absolutely.
You're not talking about the cat poop coffee, are you?
No, this is, I
Because with this, there's an Asian cat-like animal that eats the coffee berries and excretes them, and people go and collect those coffee berries, and they make coffee out of it, and that's, I think, the most expensive.
exactly. Well, maybe it is, but you're right. That is the most expensive coffee in the
Yeah,
world.
I don't think people would be following elephants around to
I don't
get
know.
coffee beans and.
I've seen people following elephants around, but it was a circus years ago, so maybe that makes a difference.
Yeah, you got part of the
This is
story,
funny
right?
stuff. Just imagine all the things that you to create some flavored coffee.
Well,
I don't
first
know,
of all,
I don't have the refined palate to notice those distinct
Well, now they have
niceties.
a Q certificate you can get, Tiger, to where you can be licensed to be an official coffee taster.
Is this like a wine? What's it
Yeah.
called? Sommelier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can taste the different varieties, and they're actually the people who are wine connoisseurs are also becoming coffee. Connoisseurs, right?
But I just
Oh
want to
my
know
gosh.
how things start to begin with. Like we were talking about that. You said that cat-like animal that they follow them around.
Yeah.
like
yeah.
who
How
would
did-
go
Who
do
decided?
that?
Who decided one day? You know what? I'm going to make coffee, but in a very different way.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to follow this animal around, and I'm going to collect all the waste and make coffee.
And people thought he was crazy, or she.
Yeah, and
But
then
they're a genius.
I don't think they collected the waste. I think they just pulled the beans out.
And then I'm going to charge more than any other kind of coffee in the world. Yes, that's my plan.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was a plan. I think they just
'Cause
did
I'm
it.
mad.
And when people tasted it, they thought that it had some unique flavors.
I don't hear the music, but I do know we're going into a break right now. So with that in mind, we're going to take a few moments and come right back after this.
Want a better looking lawn with less effort?
What's going on?
Intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision,
So,
even over tricky terrain and around obstacles.
did you say the Facebook audio's not working?
Well, they can hear us. They won't be able to hear the other end. But yeah, but they're hearing us in the studio.
Yeah, but they're not going to be able to hear Katie.
Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener
Still.
World.
So
Can you unplug it, plug it in?
that's what I did. So where it's operating off of one of the pods, right? Is
It's
it?
here. It's here. This is
That's
right
the
here.
one?
Yeah, right here. But you weren't getting anything
I'm not getting
when
anything.
I plotted up the sports either, which is coming through the same. And you normally do. Normally I'll say, well, that's us. That's sports. Hold on, let me put the network up.
Put the other one up. Let me see. Let me watch.
Why in God's name would they come with the same game plan of getting near you?
So it's the connection.
This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock bottom prices.
I think it's the batteries.
That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
I can't get my computer to work. Let me help you with that. How'd you do that? I just got techie with Geeks on Site.
Our geeks literally come on site.
I wish I had our. We don't have our backup one, huh? We all recreated this thing.
And we don't just fix whatever computer issues you might be having. We explain and teach you along the way, so you can feel empowered and then help others at home
Watch your
or
head.
in your office. Better yet, don't have time for tech support to come to you? Let us remote into your desktop or laptop, and one of our geeks will instantly walk you through. Call 1-800-584-9039, and we will help you instantly. We offer affordable prices on our remote services and IT support. You and
Kopi Luwak.
will never have to wait hours to have your technical questions answered. Get
Coffee.
What's it called?
Dale says Kopi Luwak.
your very own geek. Call 1-800
K-O-P-I,
9039
then L-U-W-A-K.
9039 and get started now.
I don't know. It makes no sense. I don't know what's
or more
different.
on at least 2 federal student loans, then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now.
Didn't you one time turn the camera on and turn it off again?
Advisors are standing by to help you determine
Turn
if you
it's not the
qualify for
camera,
these new
it's
programs.
audio.
It can help you reduce your interest, lower your payments, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588. 800-439-1588. 800-439-1588. 800-439-1588.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John@gardenamerica.com.
them. We will address them.
But you can't hear the answer.
Well, if you go to Biz, like I say, my suggestion is go to Biz Talk Radio, turn the audio up on Biz Talk, obviously, and then watch on Facebook if you so desire. Then you can hear both sides of the conversation. So that said, Tiger, let's we're doing what we can. Let's bring our guest on and get into this.
Yeah, so I'm excited because we have this guest usually at least every year around this time because she keeps us informed on what's coming up for the year when it comes to trends in the garden industry, trends in plants.
You're a trendy kind of guy, too. You like to keep up with the trends.
You know, I do my best, but I need help. And that's why we have Katie with Garden Media Group. Katie, good morning. We're doing well. Some technical difficulties in the studio here, but all is going well. And, you know, San Diego is being as beautiful as ever now, so you can't complain about much down here. How are you? That's what we're working on. That we're going to start doing Skype interviews.
Yeah, exactly.
Where we make.
But we are waving at you. I'm waving at you right now, so you know that we're paying attention.
You know,
to
I think that shot might get us a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Hey, so Katie. Yeah, tell us a little bit about Garden Media Group and what you guys do and who you are. Wow.
You know, I've known your mother for a long time, and if I'm not sure how long it's going to take you to know half of what she knows, but even half of what she knows just puts you above a lot of other people in the industry. And I was trying to think of do you remember when she started the trend report? 18 years, wow.
Yeah, we started in 2001. I think we started in 2000, but it's 2001.
Was that your mother's idea?
We had the Philadelphia Flower Show with a client,
And what's happening in decorating trends throughout the country, because they're all tied together, correct?
And Am I on?
You're on your time. I know you're running around trying to fix the
Don't know where I'm
audio.
at. So Katie, one of the things that I noticed in your guys' trend report for the upcoming year was some of the notes on houseplants and the way people are using them and the younger generation and how they're incorporating them. Just can you give us a little tidbit about what you're seeing there? Because it's actually really exciting when you think about it as a whole that our society is kind of moving in this way. Mm-hmm.
You know what?
800-296-1564.
That's pretty loud.
800-296-1564.
I don't think it'll pick it up in studio.
I think we should be. I think it's far enough away.
And it's actually hearing it, but you know what's going to hear?
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but
Well,
few people
see how it comes
actually
across.
Are we
have.
coming
If you
across
die
through Facebook
unexpectedly
ourselves?
without life insurance,
Not
guess
just the
what?
studio.
You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess.
No, but are we
Life
coming across like
insurance
we
will help
normally do?
replace your family's
On
income.
Facebook
It'll help cover
ourselves?
burial expenses.
Or are we
Life
just
insurance
coming
can even
across
help
as we
pay
do?
off
We're just
debt
coming
like
across
credit
as we
cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college.
Just
And
like
if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance
So it might
Quote
come
Line
across,
right
but
now
they'll
for
be
free
able to
pricing information.
800-915-9658.
This is live, so the delay comes after this.
800-915-9658.
So they'll hear it now.
That's 800-915-9658.
I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's premier home purchase lender. Today's fluctuating interest rates can leave you with unexpected higher mortgage payments. At Quicken Loans, we've created a new way to protect you from unpredictable interest rates, so you can buy a home with certainty. It's called Rate Shield,
just
and
remember
here's how
that
it
the
works.
room is
With
always
Rate Shield, you can lock your interest rate while you shop for a new home. So if rates go up, you don't have to worry. And here's the best part. If rates go down, you get the lower rate. With Rate Shield, we really have you covered. Here are more reasons why you'll want to work with America's largest mortgage lender. For 9 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction
that's
for
the only
primary
common
mortgage
denominator.
origination. And for the fifth year in a
Between
row,
the two.
they've also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. Rate Shield. Another way we can save you money on your mortgage. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Based on Rocket Mortgage data in comparison with public data records. Rachel approval only valid on certain 30-year purchase transactions. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Additional conditions or exclusions may apply.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV.
like this.
Check to see if you get Biz
Is that a
TV
Mac?
by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Biz Talk Radio.
All right, let's see, huh?
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
The tricks of the trade. A little scotch tape here, a paper clip. Let's see how this audio works. It is 35 minutes after the hour. Thank you so much. Welcome to Facebook Live. Also, Biz Talk Radio. You can contact us, John at gardenamerica.com. Questions, comments, or right there on Facebook Live as we continue with our guest this morning, Katie, who was right in the middle of
talking houseplants.
Absolutely. Had to go to a break, so let's pick up houseplants.
Yeah, great. Well, like we were saying, that houseplants are hot, and there are a few reasons. I think we all know and love houseplants. I saw someone ask on Facebook Live, actually, what the name of the plant was in front of you, Tiger, is.
Yeah.
You know,
The
people
pothos.
just love, people just love, it's like this little flash of green, and it catches people's eye. So one of the big reasons we were getting into, another reason besides the fact that it's a really quick, easy way to change up your space, is that this younger generation maybe is waiting to have kids until their 30s. But they do want some responsibility. Just because they're waiting to have kids doesn't mean they want no responsibility. So sometimes maybe a pet might be a little too much responsibility, and a plant gives them that little bit of responsibility that also it's okay if it dies. They can experiment with it, and it's fine if it dies. We want to put that caveat out there. Don't worry if you kill your plant. You can get another one.
You know, it's funny.
I don't know. That sounds kind of controversial to me. I don't think it's okay.
Controversial, John, but
it's not
true.
Okay to kill a plant.
No, I'm fine with people. I am fine with people killing plants.
Well, because you're in retail.
But you know what's funny is that my wife teaches high school, and she's right now teaching a class that's called Life Skills.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went in to 20 high school boys for this class and taught them. And we planted a spathiphyllum.
Uh-huh.
And that's their job for the next month to take care of it.
To keep it
bring
alive.
it back alive.
Awesome.
So we'll see. But they're excited about it. Like you say, like it's something that they're kind of not super threatened by, but they, are willing to take the risk.
Well,
So
yeah, the
that's
onus
why.
is on them, and they know that it's up to them now. They're responsible. So
All right, I'll
that's
meet
okay.
you guys halfway. It's okay to kill annuals. Can we start with annuals?
And how do we know for sure that we're not really killing them, that plants are simply committing suicide?
Yeah,
There you go.
right.
We don't know.
You know, or it's just dormant for multiple seasons.
Exactly. And we've had those phone calls before where somebody will say it's not growing, it's not doing anything, and then we say, yeah, but your particular plant is dormant this time of the year.
Yeah, where they're like, oh, but it's been dormant for 4 years.
Dead and dormant do start with a D, so be careful.
So, Katie, what are some of the other things that we can look forward to in 2019?
Yeah, well, people always love, we'll just jump to the ones that are always top favorites. People love to know what the design and color trends are.
Yeah, that was going to
So
be my
these are fun.
question.
Yeah, that's always what, one year we left color out, and it was the number one question I got asked as soon as I was finished giving a talk about trends.
Right.
Well, what's the color? So we have fun with it. And last year Pantone agreed with us on the color. This year they haven't. Pantone picked coral, which is a great color for the garden, isn't it? We love coral. But the Garden Media Group, in our research, we saw that the color mint was going to be really hot. And, we love mint. Mint is such a great color in the garden. It can be a plant color, but obviously mint also is an edible. And there's so many really, mint it goes back to that ease of growing. And a lot of people can grow mint, but it also, mint has so many benefits. It is, I have chickens, and it's great. It's a digestive for chickens. It's a digestive for people. Yeah, it makes their breath smell great, too.
You getting up close to your chickens there?
Chickens have the best breath in town.
I think she meant for people. Guys.
Oh. And
but it's also
describe the mint color for me, because it's a green, but is it kind of a light green or is it a dark green?
It's a mint green.
Yeah, the mint that we picked, because mint, the plant, is a little bit darker than, I would say, the mint color that is trending. So the mint color, it's more like a mint chocolate chip ice cream, if you can picture that artificial.
Oh, yeah, my favorite ice
green
cream,
that they use for
absolutely.
mint chocolate chip. Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I love mint chocolate chip.
Love
So that's really the color mint we're talking about when you're talking about design, and when you're picking pillows or trays for the garden, your couch cushions. So that's the color mint we're talking about.
Got it.
That's good to know, because I was starting to think avocado, and I thought, oh no, don't tell me that's coming back.
No. No.
You guys describe these
And then
colors. Oh my gosh.
And the other design trend besides the color mint is one that I really personally love, and we call it moonstruck. And it's the concept of really designing under the moon. And so there's a couple things here that are the reason this is coming back. One is the moon is hot in fashion. When you look around, you've got jewelry, the show This Is Us, which I'm sure the three of you tune in every Sunday to watch.
Never miss it.
Never seen it.
Yeah, Mandy Moore wears a crescent moon necklace. And wedding dresses, watches, it's just all over fashion. And, of course, there's I don't know if any of the three of you garden by the phases of the moon.
My grandmother used to do that.
Yeah.
And
So, these kind of age-old traditions are coming back.
It's funny you say that, because there was a guest on about 3 weeks ago, and she talked about gardening by the moon as well. So that's interesting that you say that, because I've only heard that a couple other times before. And she was my age, so definitely in the younger group of gardeners.
Yeah. Well, as a young guy, I tried to, for probably about 4 or 5 years, because, I was a budding horticulturist and knew everything.
I love that, budding.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. And my grandmother was planting by the moon, and of course I did everything I could to prove that she was wrong. And I'll tell you, by the end of that 4 or 5 years, I really couldn't say she was wrong.
So where do people get this information of gardening by the moon?
Yeah, so it's from the Old Farmer's Almanac, but obviously, it's, as John says, it's been around for ages. And what the Old Farmer's Almanac says, and, I have been asked if this is accurate, so I'm glad to hear that from you, John. But they say you're supposed to plant your annuals, and veggies that bear crops above the ground when the moon is waxing or when it's getting bigger. And you're supposed to plant your flowering bulbs, perennials, biennials, and veggies that bear crops below the ground when the moon is waning.
No.
If you ask me why.
Well, it sounds like
pull.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounds like that it's just made up and just tradition, but yeah, gravity affects waves, right?
Absolutely.
And if it can affect oceans, why can't it affect the way plants grow?
Exactly.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. If you're planting a plant and it's pushing it down, like you're saying, it's not going to grow up.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm not an expert on it, but I say if it doesn't hurt, go ahead and do it.
Right? But I never thought about that before. That plants are battling against gravity.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time, they've got to push their way up.
And they're not huge muscular things, but they're strong.
Of course, we've seen plants grow through cement too.
Exactly.
So
right?
There's no stopping some of them.
So, Katie, now you work for Garden Media Group, which is kind of focused on the industry, keeping the general public abreast with what's coming up, companies that are coming out, and things like that. But this information is for the everyday person as well, and it's really easy to get. They just got to go to your website, right, and submit their email.
Got it. Yeah, this year actually we've had a record number of people. We've had almost 10,000 downloads of our report, and a lot of them are consumers because when you download the report, we can see if it's an industry or somebody maybe just giving their regular Gmail address, and it's really interesting to see the number of consumers downloading this report. And you can get it at gardenmediagroup.com/trends. So that's where you can get it, and it's fun that this year we're seeing more and more people interested in, and that's really the point when we look at the overall report. The report is really talking about how gardening is up. The numbers are showing more people gardening, an average of $500 a year, which I don't know about you guys, but that's way less than I spend. However, the average customer, and that's up $100 from last year.
Wow.
So it's good news. It's really good news. And I think that, just the downloads of our report even show that the future for gardening really looks joyful.
Yeah, and
that's
I think
excellent news. That's good.
Yeah, and I think that, people go to this report, even if they're the general public, not only to see what's coming up and what's being trendy, but you guys also give them sources for, like we're talking about, the moon gardening.
Right.
And, colors, you guys give example of sources in the industry for these things, or specific companies and different things like that. So not only are you guys a good media group for the industry, but the general public, it's a great place to go for what's coming up and what's hot and, what companies are out there. We're going to take another commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll finish up talking with Katie Dubow with Garden Media Group.
You betcha. Wrapping things up, and if you have any questions for us or Katie, a few ways to do it. John at gardenamerica.com. You can also call us at 855-424-9825 or Facebook Live. Back and forth. We will see those questions, those comments. We will respond. We're going to take a break. I'm Bryan Main, along with John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Here on your Saturday morning, it is the Garden America radio program.
Having bug problems this season? Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard Spinosad Soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also
That's why
safe
if
to
we had
use
another
around your
tablet,
fruit and
another phone,
veggies
just to
to
plug
make sure
into
you
something
enjoy your
work.
crop and not
Then
those
you have to
pesky
over
critters.
this.
Find Natural Guard Spinosad Soap in a ready-to-use bottle or ready to spray for those large garden plots at your favorite independent garden center. Go to fertilome.com for more information. Want a better-looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great-looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
Time changes everything. For me, becoming a single father of 2 young kids, it changed
You-
my
would you wanna
ability to
shut it
use my
down right to the top of the
timeshare.
break?
The frustration of
For
not
6
being able
minutes?
to use it was
And see?
compounded by annual maintenance fees that nearly tripled over a 3-year period. I was desperate to get out. After searching online for sell my timeshare or get out of my timeshare, it just looked like one scam after another. I needed a real, permanent, and legitimate way to get out of this for good. I'm Brandon Reed, the founder of Timeshare Exit Team. We will get you out of the timeshare you can't use or can't afford anymore. We get people out safely, legally, and permanently. We are more successful because we have more solutions. Schedule a free consultation to review your ownership situation and find the best strategy for you. If we can't get you out, we will give you a full refund. Call Timeshare Exit Team today. Call 800-929-8112. That's 800-929-8112. That's 800-929-8112. Call Timeshare Exit Team today.
If you suffer from heartburn or other digestive-related disorders, then there is a new, safe, better, and natural alternative to better digestive wellness and heartburn relief. Praxid not only provides relief of heartburn, but Praxid takes a 360-degree approach to support better digestion, protect you from harmful bacteria, and also balance your stomach to improve digestive functions.
We like to think of it as the multivitamin of digestive health.
It's the only product to combine all natural ingredients known for the digestive health properties into a single patented product. Praxid also comes in easy-to-carry packs. Praxid relieves, restores, and maintains a healthy digestive system. Praxid is available here for only $39.95. Shipping and handling is free, and your money back is guaranteed.
To take advantage of this special radio offer, call now 1-800-829-5685. That's 1-800-829-5685. 1-800-829-5685.
It may have been a messy divorce that suddenly cut your income in half, but not your bills. It might have been an injury or illness, or your boss just cutting back your hours. It doesn't really matter how you got in over your head. It only matters that you are, and that we're here to help. If you've got over $10,000 in credit card debt, and you can't ever see breaking free, then call Action Debt, and do it now. Being in over your head is a vicious cycle. One day late, they charge you a late fee. Miss a payment, they double your rate. You just don't think it's fair, and neither do we. This is not bankruptcy or just a simple rate reduction plan. We fight for you using our proven experience in the insider programs that credit card companies try to hide. If you owe at least $10,000 to the credit card companies, you owe it to yourself to call Action Debt at 800-384-7099. Just because you got in over your head doesn't mean you have to stay there forever. Call 800-384-7099 today, and we can be on your side tomorrow. 800-384-7099. 800-384-7099.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer. And again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia? Wow, that's cheap. So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. That's 800-217-5107.
With all those potential costs.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
It is our final segment, hour number one here on your Saturday, almost Saturday afternoon on the East Coast. And again, we are back at 855-424-9825, john@gardenamerica.com, and of course, Facebook Live as we wrap things up with a great interview with Katie. Learning a lot this morning, Tiger.
Yeah, and I wanted to give Katie an opportunity, because I know she works with a lot of different companies as well, that who else out there, because what else is going on, aside from this garden trend that you guys put out there, report, what are some other exciting things that we can see coming up for 2019 that you guys are getting behind?
Oh, well, I do have, sometimes I don't have anything exciting to say, but I have something really exciting to share, that I have recently started working with a company called Cottage Farms, and they're based out of Alabama, and we will be selling plants on QVC. So
wow. That's huge.
Yeah.
And you're going to be the one on QVC selling these plants?
I am going to be and actually we had our first day on January 15th. So we already did it once, and we got our feet wet per se, and it was a lot of fun. And we did great. We saw, some really interesting plants like a butterfly bush, some pretty common plants that America's going to want. We're not selling the specialty plants that you can still get at your garden center, very specific plants, but we're selling some very common, nice roses and daylilies and things like that.
Wow, that's exciting.
That's good stuff.
There was that movie that came out years ago, and it was kind of about on TV.
Joy.
What was it? Joy? Yeah, with a mop,
Joy.
right? Is that what it's like? Are you like in this studio with all these things and these people running around? Is that what it's really like?
Yeah, and the sets are all right there, and it's all live. Even at 2 a.m. I'll be on January 22nd at 2 a.m.
Wow.
live on TV. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's intense. Well, good luck on that. That sounds like fun.
Absolutely.
And are you going to be doing that all the way through the spring, or is that all the way through the year?
So their season started January 15th, and it runs through about the end of April.
Okay. Exciting. And it was Cottage Farms?
Cottage Farms is the name of the brand. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
You can catch that. We'll be back January 22nd. We'll be on all day, starting at 2 a.m. There'll be a 6 a.m. show and a 9 a.m. show, and I'll be on again at 8 p.m. So you can tune in live.
They'll be doing some of our products. I don't know if you knew that, Tiger.
No. Wait a minute. They're just finding this out now?
Well, like the Super Dwarf tomatoes. Cottage has done grafted before. They've done ketchup and fries. They've done a lot of the grafted tomatoes. And now with the new Super Dwarfs becoming so popular, which I think definitely should be a garden trend for 2020.
Yeah.
But I think the...
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you'll be really excited to hear about the Super Dwarf tomatoes. I think Maori Warrior is one of the ones they're going to be promoting.
Oh,
cool. Fantastic. Well, I haven't seen the full lineup yet, but I'm excited. I'll definitely let you know when that's going to be on.
Yeah, I'll make sure to tune in at 2 a.m.
Yeah, set your alarm. 2 a.m. Tiger.
Actually, it's 11 for you guys, 2 a.m. Eastern time.
Oh, so that's even better. 11 o'clock, you're still up.
Yeah, piece of cake. Well, Katie, thank you very much for joining us this morning and keeping us up to date with what's coming up in 2019 and always keeping us up to date with what's going on in life, because
in general, right?
We're behind all the time. So without you, who knows where we would be? I'd still be wearing corduroy and I don't know, Birkenstocks or something.
And Tiger, you put the link.
Fashion is back.
You put the link to the Garden Media Trend Report.
Yeah, it's on the Facebook. It's on
Great.
the Facebook there, and so if you're watching on Facebook or you want to go and check it out, the link is there, and you can go and download the report yourself. So.
And Katie, give your mom a hug for us, please.
I will.
All right.
John. And thanks so much, guys. This is always so much fun.
Thank you, Katie. Great job. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Take care.
Yep. Wow. That's what I like. Energetic, loves what she does, a lot of passion.
Yeah.
All the makings of a great guest. Absolutely.
I can't
keep the interview going when I'm trying to run around the studio.
I know. So I guess I mentioned top of the hour, we'll try to go in there and see if we can figure out this audio. But that wasn't a bad idea. People could still hear. It just wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
That's the camera right there. That's the camera right there, John. So go ahead and talk to our people. Talk to them.
I was thinking that Katie is the perfect guest. She's got just the right amount of enthusiasm, plenty of information. But if you go one step above Katie, it reminds me of a guest that we had maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago. She was from New York. And I was out of breath by the time that...
Oh,
do you remember her?
We asked one question, and she went on for 20 minutes.
Never stopped.
Never
even
stopped.
to breathe.
No. and we kept looking at each other, and every now and then we try to kind of chime in a little bit to see if we had that opening. Nope, kept right on going.
Yeah. She didn't need any encouragement.
No,
it was interesting.
Right into the break. A lot of great information.
It was fun.
And the other side of the coin, the worst nightmare for people in radio who do interviews is when you set up a big question, and then it's like a yes or no answer.
No.
It's like, I need more.
Yeah.
This was a situation where we need a little less. Right now, we'll get it all in. But yeah, she just we wound her up and she just kept going.
Hey, our friend Denise from Pittsburgh had mentioned that when we were talking about houseplants and killing them, that she called the spathiphyllum, which Tiger was talking about, also known as peace lily, right?
Peace lily.
Peace
Another
lily.
common name. She calls it the Lazarus Lazarus plant because it can seemingly rise from the dead. It can be just all the leaves totally laying flat because you forgot to water it. And then when you water it, said you can watch the leaves come up.
That sounds like a sun patient.
Well, the problem
Pretty
is
much,
that
like that.
The leaves lay totally flat when you forget to water it after 15 minutes, though. Too. That's
no, that's not true.
They go dry so.
Do you know
quick.
what? If you didn't have knowledge of sun patients and you just grew them,
you
and
throw them out, right?
You would think they were dead.
Yeah.
You throw it out to get new ones.
Yeah.
And speaking of, you could probably put a time lapse camera on a sun patient, water it, and within 2 hours you'd actually
need time lapse. It'll just do it in real time.
You can almost watch it. Yeah, exactly. So. Definitely, I can identify with that.
Do you know why they call it peace lily?
Why they call it peace lily?
And how is peace spelled, by the way? P-E-A-C-E-A? Yeah.
Why? I could make some things up.
I don't know if I'm making this up, but from my research, what I found was
it came from Woodstock in 1969.
The little white flower is a white flag, and so they gave it
which
the
is
nickname,
another common name for
it. Peace lily, because it's kind of like, peace, white flag, like giving up kind of
surrender.
Yeah.
All right. It is, let's see, 58 minutes after the hour. News coming up on many of these Biz Talk affiliates. We are back at 6 minutes after. Going to work on the Facebook audio for you. And then, of course, you can always reach us, like I said, John, GardenAmerica.com, Facebook Live, questions, comments, or 855-424-9825. Going to take a break. We are coming back at 6 minutes after. Welcome to the weekend, and welcome to Garden America.
Listen on the go. Download the Biz Talk Radio app. Available in iOS, Android, and BlackBerry. Biz Talk Radio. The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. This is Biz Talk Radio. America's
USA Radio News with Rick Vincent.
President Donald Trump says border security is crucial. He video tweeted last night that he plans to make a major announcement at 3 p.m. Eastern Time this afternoon.
We have to secure our southern border. If we don't do that, we're a very, very sad and foolish lot.
An unnamed official tells CNN Trump plans to offer Democrats another proposal to end the shutdown, but won't back down from his demand for a border wall. Instead, the plan will seek to entice Democrats by offering other concessions. As the partial government shutdown continues into its fifth week, charitable organizations are donating free hot meals to federal contract workers affected by the shutdown.
I think this just really emphasizes the critical nature of the emergency that we're in right now. Folks are really hurting. Hardworking Americans who want to be doing their jobs. They're having to stand in line for a plate of food.
That's Nate Mook, Executive Director of the World Central Kitchen. You're listening to USA Radio News.
This is a national health alert from the Healthcare Hotline. Are you on Medicare and or have private insurance and suffer from back pain? MD Topical has a solution for you. Today, you can qualify to receive a pain-relieving treatment, such as a comfortable back brace or a customized pain treatment at little or no cost. Call MD Topical toll-free now, 877-875-5909. It just takes a couple of minutes to qualify for these amazing treatments that have helped thousands of people with severe pain. Your personalized pain treatment will be delivered directly to your door. Call MD Topical toll-free, 877-875-5909. Or go to mdtopical.com and get started on your road to a pain-free life. Call MD Topical toll-free, 877-875-5909. Or go to mdtopical.com.
More than 100 million people are dealing with severe winter weather today, and at Chicago's O'Hare Airport, flights are delayed as long as an hour and a half. Hundreds have already been canceled, according to FlightAware.com. Matt Friedline is with the National Weather Service just outside Chicago.
We've had snowfall reports of 5+ inches, reports as high as 8 inches in the northern Chicago suburbs.
Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel says they know how to handle winter storms.
This is not our first snowstorm ever as a city, and it's not our first snowstorm
for this year. But like with anyone that's of any serious note, we take it seriously here in the city of Chicago, and we bring all the efforts of all the departments in a coordinated fashion to address it, and our response will be unified and it'll be unyielding.
A blow to Buzzkill's credibility after it issued a report that alleges the president has been implicated in a crime. Special counsel Robert Mueller's team released a rare statement. Sad day for journalism. This is USA Radio News.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. Our company specializes in low-cost SR22 auto insurance. We know that mistakes happen and offer free quotes for very affordable auto insurance meant specifically for you, the overpaying high-risk driver. The quote is free, and we'll handle the filing so you can start saving money. Call 800-758-0725. 800-758-0725. 800-758-0725.
California's governor says he received a surprising letter from the Department of Labor. USA's Wendy King has more.
California's governor says he received what he called a jaw-dropping, extraordinary letter from the U.S. Department of Labor. Gavin Newsom said he will stand by his pledge to pay unemployment benefits to TSA agents who are working without pay during the shutdown, even though the Department of Labor told him not to do it.
We have firm foundation, firm legal footing to do it, and of labor, in essence, threatened us. And with respect, we will not be intimidated by that threat.
Newsom says the workers who accept unemployment benefits will be expected to reimburse the state once they receive their back pay.
Former President George W. Bush treated his Secret Service detail to pizza to show his appreciation for their service when checks during the partial government shutdown. Serena Williams dominates Ukrainian teenager Diana Yastremska in the third round of the Australian Open in straight sets, 6-2, 6-1. During her post-match interview, Serena said she liked the determination of the youngster during the match.
As she was walking towards the net, I could tell that she was quite upset and kind of liked that. You know, it shows that she wasn't there just to play a good match. She was there to win, and she wasn't, she wanted to win. So that was, really broke my heart. I think she has good talent.
Williams will next face Romanian world number one Simonia Halep after she beats Serena's older sister, Venus. For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent.
You like business content? I mean, if you didn't like business content, you wouldn't be listening to this show, right? What if I can give you even more of what you like? Now, we've never met, but I'm willing to bet you are very busy. Between your work, family, and outside commitments, this little car ride is your time to catch up on your favorite show. But do you always get to tune in? Exactly. Well, now there's a business club with you in mind. BizVod is the place for business videos on demand. We have partnered with this show to provide you more of the content you like. The best part? It's all on demand. You can log in anytime from any device and watch shows that answer all of your business questions. For a limited time, you can try it for free for 30 days. Simply go to bizvod.com and enter promo code RADIO. That's BIZVOD.com, promo code RADIO.
America.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Network.
Oh, this is interesting. We are back. It is 6 minutes after the hour. To our friends on the East Coast, we say good afternoon. And for the rest of us, good Saturday morning, second hour, Garden America, 855-424-9825. When I pick up the phone, give us a quickie phone call. Questions, comments, John at GardenAmerica.com or right there on Facebook Live. And we think we have at least so far some good audio, right, Tiger?
Yeah, and now that I think things have settled down, for those of you watching on Facebook Live, I just posted a picture of Katie that was supposed to be up while we were talking with her, but I was too distracted doing other things.
Right.
With Garden Media Group. And
there she is.
What a wonderful interviewee, and what a wonderful interview we had with.
Yeah, a lot of great knowledge and
up with what's coming around the corner.
Kept the interview going. It was just a great person to talk to with a lot of great information. So, again, as you said from last hour, from the interview, her picture's up there on Facebook Live to get an idea of who we were speaking with.
Yeah.
And by the way, also, if you get our newsletter, you saw Katie. And our newsletter, of course, comes out once a week. John does a great job. It's got various articles, pictures, so on and so forth. And usually, if not always, upcoming information on each week's guest.
You know, Kathy posted a question on Facebook about why we were talking about peace lilies, the
right?
Spathiphyllum, and she wondered why hers wasn't blooming. And just in my experience, I would say that over 90% of the time, if a peace lily is not blooming, the problem is not enough light.
Yeah, I mean the people think of a house plant and they can put it anywhere in their house, and the plants usually will stay alive, but some of them need a room with a window. Some of them need to be in the window in that room.
Some need direct or indirect lighting.
Yeah, and so, the Spathiphyllum is one of those ones that needs ample light, but then it's more the climate that needs to be controlled for the plant. They just can't tolerate the cold very well.
After the show, we're doing a podcast on houseplants.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that we'll be discussing, besides, varieties that are good for your home and the type of conditions they need. Light's usually the one limiting factor of what you can grow indoors. We frequently have compared a house to a cave.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go into a cave, you don't see any plants growing in there. You might right at the opening of the cave where some of the light is coming through, but as you get back in, nothing's there. So when somebody says, well, what kind of plant can I grow in a room with no windows? The answer would be,
No.
nothing. Mushrooms, maybe.
Yeah.
That's about it.
If you took a walk through the Amazon forest and looked at all the plants underneath the canopies of the big trees that don't get a whole lot of light, those might be some plants you could put inside.
Well, that's where most of our house plants come from.
Exactly. They're not used to getting light anyway.
Yeah. Well, they get
light.
Right, but a tropical light under a tree still much better than what you're going to get in your bathroom without a window.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bathroom is probably the hardest place for most people to have the plant.
Put
Because usually it's a small
put fake plants in the
small
bathroom.
window,
Fake plants, silk plants in your bathroom, and you just leave it alone. Then all you have to do is dust it off now and then.
I have how many house plants? I know how many patio plants.
Right.
How many house plants?
Real ones right now.
Yes,
I'm down. I'm because of our cats. I'm down to one real one.
Okay.
I used to have probably 7 or 8. I've always had plants everywhere.
And what about you? How many house plants?
Zero.
Zero?
Zero.
Not even an orchid. Nothing.
Not a single one.
What?
When I lived in Michigan, it would take me 5 hours to water my house plants.
5 hours?
5 hours.
Wait, what were you growing?
A lot of plants.
Was it in a closet?
A lot of plants.
Was it in a bathroom with no window or light?
Didn't have anything to do with the water. They all did really well. But
5 hours?
Yeah, now I don't have any. Not a single one.
Wow.
Occasionally Shannon will, my wife will buy something, maybe an orchid, which will last for a month, 2 months.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. I've got so much to take care of outdoors. I just don't have time to fool around with anything
Shannon can be
indoors.
in charge of the houseplants.
Yeah.
Which is why we don't have any.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. I have 7.
Seven?
I have a Dracaena.
Good for
a
you.
Fiddle Fig.
Yep.
A Pothos. And then I've got a few orchids, a couple Sansevierias, and right now I have a couple Christmas cactuses.
I've got a couple of houseplants right outside the front door,
Mm-hmm.
which are doing well because they're like an indirect light that would also do very well inside as well. They're going crazy. Just crazy.
And what's nice is that with the ones I captured it just in trash cans, and I'm starting to use that water because they like that water.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with houseplants is you'll always end up using tap water because they don't get natural rain like your outdoor.
Do you know what I
plants
do? I buy those jugs for 94 cents or $1.
Oh, you buy that?
The Crystal Geyser.
Yeah.
I buy a bunch of those, and that's usually what I try to water my houseplants with.
Yeah.
And top off the fish tanks as well, because it's clean water. There's nothing in there.
Well, now the Crystal Geyser water though still has chlorine, right? And some fluoride.
A little bit, but
it's not as bad as tap.
Well, John, John can answer that. Compared to tap water, John, it's probably the better choice, right?
I don't really know anything about Crystal
Well,
Geyser
just
water.
regular drinking water. So
yeah, like bottled drinking water.
Bottled drinking water. They wouldn't have all the.
You would think it would not have that, but one plant I'm thinking of, chlorophytum, the spider plants. A lot of people grow those as indoor plants because they grow real.
Oh gosh,
they're easily.
We used to grow
but
those.
A lot of time you get tips, black tips on those.
Yeah,
that's caused from the fluoride in the water.
In the water.
Yeah, so if you water without use water without fluoride, either distilled water or something that doesn't have the fluoride in it, you won't get those tips that are black.
This is all drinking water here with these pothos plants we have.
Yeah.
It's not out of the sink. It's out of the water we drink here at the station.
And something people can do, which isn't always perfect, it's not, going to remove everything, but it definitely lowers some of the chlorines and things. Just filling up a good jug of water and then leaving it set, kind of becoming water where some of the chlorine, the fluoride evaporates off. I mean, it still has the salts and some of the other hard minerals, but it'll help somewhat if you don't have access to rainwater. It'll help somewhat when you water your houseplants, prevent those black tips or and then the other thing too, when you fertilize, people use a lot of chemical fertilizers on their houseplants because they don't want to put mill organite or that powdery cottonseed meal or bone meal in a houseplant usually because of the odor. But people need to remember that they need to take the houseplant out every once in a while, flush it, try to use organic fertilizers because the chemical fertilizer is building up salt and stuff in the soil. So there's a lot of things. There's more care to a houseplant than just leaving it set, but they will grow for you just if you want them to grow well.
Yeah.
Denise pointed out that chlorine evaporates from water. So even if you can't use distilled water or filter out the fluorides, which you can't get out of the water, you can at least take a bucket of water and let it sit overnight and then use it the next day. And the chlorine will have already evaporated.
Even in that short amount of time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good to know.
Yeah. So, and that'll help. Chlorine, it's weird that chlorine is an essential nutrient for plant life, that without chlorine, plants can't survive. You used to think that chlorine was detrimental to plant life, but it is in large amounts.
Yeah.
So it just needs a very, very, it's not even a trace element because it's much less than a trace element, but too much chlorine, along with a lot of other elements, is detrimental to plant life.
Well, I think it kind of goes back to what you've said in the past with fertilizers, that, naturally, a lot of the fertilizers that plants require are all around them, in the soil, in the air, all that. We supplement to help the plants grow and do things.
Right.
But, John's touted this number of times where a lot of times all the phosphorus that they need is in the soil. And that's like chlorine because they only need
a little bit,
a sand pinch full of it, that they're getting chlorine from something. It doesn't need to be supplemented. And but when we have it in our tap water now, tap waters are made the same too, because if you come from New York, I heard is straight from reservoir to tap in some ways.
When I went to school in Flagstaff, Arizona, 7,000 feet, beautiful mountains, trees, snow. You could drink the water right out of the sink.
And it was
perfect.
Just like a stream.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
And then you taste the water here and you go, who's trying to poison me? Okay, it is 60 minutes after the hour. Break time. Coming back. If you have any questions, comments, probably your best bet right there on Facebook Live. You can also reach us, John at GardenAmerica.com. We're going to take a break. Brian, John, Tiger coming right back.
Want a better looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows charge and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great-looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes for a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323. Americans are going crazy for a new Italian diet pill that burns 3 times more fat than dieting alone. And the next 100 callers get 3 bottles for free. Sold under the brand name Invigorate 3X. This powerful pill triggers metabolic acceleration, a process that's deficient in most Americans, making weight loss a hassle. But a new study shows 30 pounds gone in 90 days with just 2 capsules a day. B of Nashville says, I was skeptical, but when I saw a famous doctor made it, I decided to try it. I was shocked. I lost 16 pounds in 6 weeks. For a limited time, our listeners get 3 free bottles with a qualifying order. Call 1-800-932-1789 now to get started. Call in the next 10 minutes and also get a free bottle of the doctor's Ultra Detox. And don't forget your free 14-day diet fix. No obligation and 100% free when you call right now. 800-932-1789. 800-932-1789.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home? And you feel like you have nowhere to turn for help? Then we have good news for you. Foreclosure Protection Services can help save your home as they specialize in foreclosure assistance. That's all they do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, Foreclosure Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect that may save your home. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. 800-670-2142. That's 800-670-2142.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Okay, we are back and noticing a lot of Facebook questions and comments we need to get to.
Yeah.
Tiger, you're keeping track. Where do we start? Then we'll work our way down.
I just told you, and now you're asking
I
me
forgot.
again.
You know, it goes in one ear right out the other.
Jeez. Let's talk about the Sansevieria because who had mentioned Sansevieria plants as far as a good house plant? Mother-in-law's tongue, common name, Sansevieria. Just to give you
snake plant, bowstring hemp.
Really?
Yeah,
hemp.
You know, yeah. Do you know why it was called
no
bowstring hemp?
No, not at all.
In the early 1900s, like 1910, something like that. At the agricultural experiment experimental station in Florida. They grew acres of Sansevieria outside to see if they could harvest the fibers, the hemp-like fibers,
Okay.
because cannabis had been outlawed. So they were looking at it over a number of years as a replacement for cannabis, and
Did it never work out?
It never worked out commercially.
Ah. But that plant, fun. I've had Sansevieria in my dining room for 2 years. I've watered it probably about 5 times, and it's just in there. It's happy, and it's growing. It grows new ones every once in a while, but it's an easy to take care of houseplant.
I think there's not a lot of books written on Sansevieria. There's 2 that I know of, I think. 2, maybe 3. The first one that came out was by Hermine Stover, and it was called the Sansevieria book. And in the middle of the book is a drawing, a diagram of how to make a Sansevieria ashtray. Because back then, people still smoked. This was back in the 60s, maybe early 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And
people were puffing like mad back then.
And her point was that Sansevieria are so tough that you just take your clay pot, set it on a saucer in the middle of the table. You can put out your cigarettes and ashes and the bottle caps to your beer bottles in there, and the Sansevieria would do just fine.
Wow.
So they are tough plants.
Wow.
Probably the toughest indoor plant that I can think of.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Would that be a
and
good,
low light,
good starter plant for somebody?
Really good starter plant for somebody.
Yeah, succulents, so they don't need to be watered a lot.
Now, another plant that we used to grow indoors was the wandering Jew. John, you're familiar with that?
Not so much anymore.
But it made a decent house plant back in the day.
Oh, it was really one of the most popular.
Yeah.
That and Creeping Charlies, and then combo baskets with the 2 mixed together. As a matter of fact, I was thinking of you yesterday as I was out in my garden and wondering, would Bryan be interested in some cuttings of this Wandering Jew I have growing outside? It's called Blushing Bride. Are you familiar with that one, Tiger?
No.
It's a Tradescantia, which the typical foliage, except in the winter, this time of year, it develops hot pink right in the leaf. Like half the leaf turns hot pink. It's really cool.
And you have it outdoors?
I have it outdoors, but you know how easily they root from cuttings.
Sure.
You know, I could bring in a bunch of cuttings and you could try to root them.
I would root them.
One of the questions right now is on the Creeping Charlie getting spider mites.
Oh, yeah. Is that from Perry? I think so.
Yeah. And so, houseplants are tough because they're inside, they get bugs. You can't always use the normal treatments that you do outside.
Unless you take them outside and do all the work and then bring them back in.
Exactly. But
there's no predators for them either.
Yeah.
So outdoors you can have natural insect control, but not once they're indoors. But that used to be a big problem in Michigan when I had all those houseplants.
Oh, I bet.
If you got spider mites, they just went crazy.
So it took them an hour to water and 4 hours to pick all the spider mites out.
One by one.
There's a couple good systemic ones. If people don't chemicals, there's a couple good systemic houseplant. Bonide has a product. I'm trying to think of who else has a systemic product. Otherwise,
they used to have one.
Yeah, they used to have like a pill.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. I don't know if they have that.
Oh yeah, you
anymore.
just stick it in the soil.
Right. Yeah, but keeping the plants washed and healthy are the number one way to prevent it. Which means you got to take it outside, you got to wash it off, you got to keep it clean.
And you should also remember the heat on, you're drying the air out.
Yeah,
right, which is perfect for spider mites. But that's part of the reason why it would take me so long to water my house plants when I lived in Michigan, because I would take them to the sink. And bleach out the soils, but then I would also spray the leaves.
Oh, you did it right.
To try to keep the spider mites at bay.
Rochelle asked a question on this product here, John, and I don't know these ingredients, these active ingredients. It's the fruit tree plant guard from Bonide. And she's wondering if I remember her question correctly, it's if we had any experience with it. And I have not. Usually for a dormant oil spray. You know, we talked, I think, before about copper and the horticultural oil, which is usually just canola oil or something, neem oil. But this one has active ingredients that I've never seen on a label before.
I've never heard of these. I have no idea.
Yeah, you haven't either? Yeah, I don't know.
How about that?
Something new. We'll do our research, Rochelle, but I don't have a great answer for you right now.
I wonder if one of those is a systemic just because of the name of the product.
Right.
But I have no idea.
Yeah. So don't know that one.
You know, this would make a great promo promoting our show, and then the answers would be, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. But tune in and listen to our show and learn anyway.
A lot, we got to be honest. A lot of what we learn from our listeners.
Of course.
Can you try to pull up Bob's question? Because,
while he's pulling that up,
Rochelle did ask, what do we recommend for a dormant oil spray for fruit trees aside from that? So, do you have a suggestion?
Well, if it's for insects, you can use any kind of oil. You can use the petroleum oils. There's Volk oil, and just about every major company has an oil that you can spray.
That's not an oil.
Not
motor oil, yes.
And you can use canola oil too,
Yep.
which is what I would usually use. Would be canola oil.
I thought John said petroleum jelly.
But as far as for instance, peach leaf curl, I've never been convinced that copper sprays are even worth putting on.
Mm-hmm.
The only 100% control I've seen of peach leaf curl is lime sulfur, and it's not available in California anymore.
So
it's outlawed, right?
Somebody will probably come up with something soon, but yeah. So
you can't still get it at if you go to a pet supply.
Oh, do they sell it for under a pet label thing?
Yeah, they sell it as a flea dip for dogs and cats.
There you go.
I don't know about cats, but
really,
yeah. So you could fool around, but if you remember, Bruce Asakawa is telling us the label is the law.
The label is the law.
So we don't want to recommend that you do that. But
disclaimer: you're just pointing out something you've observed.
Yeah, and you can get. I think if you go to Amazon, you can probably order it from there. But again, you're not supposed to use it in California.
Okay, we're going to take a break as we approach 30 minutes after the hour. Thank you for watching us on Facebook Live, tuning in, streaming on Biz Talk Radio. I'm Bryan Main, along with Tiger Palafox. John Bagnasco, this is Garden America, coming back with more of your questions and comments. Or if you prefer, you can email John at, that would be John at gardenamerica.com. Taking a break, coming right back.
What's in store for your business this week at Staples?
Shopping like a CEO? My, look at those savings.
Right now at Staples, save like a big cheese, a big shot, a boss.
Because this week, get $25 off when you buy 2 HP toners at Staples. Those are boss-size savings.
Start the new year right by stocking up on HP toner and saving big at Staples.
Where there's a whole lot in store.
Ends 1/19/19. Restrictions may apply. See store associate or staples.com/toner savings for details.
Starting a business can be tough, but getting the word out about your business through a great website can be even tougher. That's why you need spotonwebsite.com. At spotonwebsite.com, you can register your company's domain name and even build your website overnight. It's fast, easy, and most of all, it's sure to fit your budget. Spotonwebsite.com has a wide range of internet products and solutions to make the most of your website, even on a small business budget. Log on today and see for yourself at spotonwebsite.com.
Head ball coach Steve Spurrier here, and I know just how stressful it can be when time is tight and you need points on the board. Well, just like my fun and gun offense, AmeriFactors is a fast-moving game winner when it's fourth down and your business can't afford a funding fumble. Providing up to 98% of receivables in as little as 24 hours, your business can get the cash flow it needs to make payroll, hire new talent, or purchase equipment faster than ever. Best of all, funds come directly from your unpaid invoices, so there's absolutely nothing to pay back. And if your clients don't pay, AmeriFactors is your defensive line taking the hit. With over 29 years of successfully funding businesses, you know AmeriFactors is a name you can trust to score big and score fast.
800-890-6380. 800-890-6380. 800-890-6380. That's 800-890-6380.
I
can't get my computer to work.
Let me help you with that.
How'd you do that?
I just got techie with Geeks on Site.
Our geeks literally come on site. No need to stop what you're doing or block off time. We come to your home, office, or wherever you are. And we don't just fix whatever computer issues you might be having. We explain and teach you along the way so you can feel empowered and then help others at home or in your office. Better yet, don't have time for tech support to come to you? Let us remote into your desktop or laptop, and one of our geeks will instantly walk you through. Call 1-800-584-9039 and we will help you instantly. We offer affordable prices on our remote services and IT support. You and those in your office will never have to wait hours to have your technical questions answered. Get your free computer diagnosis today with your very own geek. Call 1-800-584-9039. That's 1-800-584-9039. And get started now.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. The deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Call the CPAP hotline now. 800-525-8891. 800-525-8891. That's 800-525-8891. Copays and deductibles apply. Supplies are replaced in accordance with Medicare guidelines.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
I think this is one of the few times we've had questions coming from so many different directions and ways that we're not sure where to start.
Yeah.
Well, quickly, I want to start with Laura because she said she had black spots on her aloe vera.
Right.
Yeah.
And if the aloe vera is outside, my guess, I think Laura lives in Spring Valley, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
El Cajon, out in that area. Anyway, I think that it's probably cold damage. Because cold damage.
It does get cold out there, yeah.
Right.
Now, if it's inside, though, if she doesn't put it in a well-draining potting mix, could that be a problem also? Or
possible, yeah.
Like if it's inside.
If it's outside, my guess would be it's a overwhelming possibility it's cold damage.
Yeah.
But if it's indoors, then it certainly wouldn't be cold, but it possibly would be overwatering. The roots would rot. And
aloe veras, they need that well drained because even overwater people go, oh, I've only watered it once every 2 or 3 weeks. You're like, yeah, but the water's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
Sitting in the bottom of the pot or it's sitting in the soil because it doesn't drain.
Now, if it's not draining properly and you've overwatered your aloe vera, it has a tendency to change color, right?
It's yellow.
It gets yellowish.
It gets
light.
pale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll begin to look like it's rotting out.
Exactly.
So you got to watch out for that.
It's full of water. You don't need to really. I mean,
yeah. I mean, even indoors in a good, well-draining mix, you're probably watering it once every 2 weeks.
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. Like a succulent. It's just full of water.
Yeah.
And then you said that Bob called in and had a question about his nectarine tree, was it? And that he had cut it and then it put out a long branch.
Mm-hmm.
And those are usually referred to as water sprouts. And if you cut back too heavily, you force growth. And I think Bob wanted to like the way that it looked and wanted to know if he could cut it. And absolutely, that's the way you treat water sprouts, is you cut them back so they fit into the overall canopy of the tree.
Because they don't produce real well, right? Like the water sprout, when you see a branch sticking out, you don't see it you don't
No, but
normally
if you do cut it back,
it will
the following year produce. Peaches and nectarines usually produce their flowers on year-old wood.
What's a nectarine?
A nectarine is a peach.
Is a peach.
Without the fuzz.
That's really, right?
Technically that's what it is.
Peach without the fuzz.
They're fuzzless peaches.
So that's what you call little boys before they shave.
What was it, Beetle Bailey?
That old comic, Beetle Bailey?
Right. The lieutenant in there was a young guy, right? And he was Lieutenant Fuzz, right?
Yeah, Lieutenant Fuzz.
Yeah. Peach Fuzz.
And then Bob had a question on the avocado, and the leaves were turning brown at the base of it, right? Is what the description was. Avocados are tough. Do we know where Bob is, John? Do we know?
No, but this time of year, Fallbrook is the avocado capital of the world.
Yeah.
And we don't know if that's true, but they will never relinquish that claim. But every single leaf on every single tree in Fallbrook is brown.
Right.
And it's a collection of salt burn from the salt builds up. So what'll happen, Bob, is that all the rain that we've been having will leach the salts out of the soil, and come spring you'll get a whole new set of leaves that will look fresh and is green as can be until next fall, when they'll all be brown.
A lot of people stress out with avocados this time of year with the way they look, and they don't look good, but it's kind of hard to determine if there's any problems because they all look bad. It's like, I went to a client's house this week and she was like, my roses look bad. I go, you're right, they do. And she's like, well, I want them to look better. I'm like, there's nothing I can do to make them look better. It's winter. This is what they do.
Well, had she cut them back though?
No, and she's look better.
Well,
I said, no, there's nothing we can do.
This is a time right now. Cut them back.
Well, I mean, she wanted. I told her we needed to cut them back, and that was understandable.
But they just generally don't look good.
Yeah, they just don't look good. Like they have yellow leaves. There's falling them off. The buds will develop, and then if it gets cold or too wet, they don't come out all nice like a normal rose. And
one of the problems we have with growing roses in Southern California is the roses not going dormant.
Yes.
Because we don't usually get cold enough. And they carry their leaves. And the problem with not going dormant, it doesn't really hurt the plant, but you don't drop the old leaves that are harboring disease and insect pests.
And it carries on to the next year.
Yeah. So you either have to, when you prune your roses, you either have to go through and manually pull off the leaves that are still remaining.
Which is what I do.
Or you can, if you've got a lot of roses, you can spray with Florel. And there's a dilution that you use that knocks the leaves off all the roses. But I noticed that this year, even though it hasn't been that cold, we did have one, I think for a week, we had a little bit of cold. And the rain sometimes will initiate leaf drop. And I was looking at my roses yesterday, and I saw a lot of the leaves were turning yellow. And you could just touch them, and they fall off.
They fall right off.
So that's a good sign. So it should be a great year for rose blooms. But now's the time to get them. If you live in a warm area, now's the time to cut them back.
Okay, where are we in the questions here? Keeping track?
Yeah, I think
Denise has helped us tremendously this morning.
Yeah,
Thank
she's
you,
answering
Denise.
questions on Facebook Live right now.
Do appreciate that, Denise. Thank you.
Yeah, and Denise, first of all, is a nice person, but second of all, she's in Pittsburgh. She's got nothing to do.
That's right.
And I hope that everybody back east is safe from this huge storm that's supposed to be heading that way. That's one thing we don't have to worry about. You mentioned, Tiger, that you did you say were keeping your rainwater in a trash can?
Yes.
I use that trash can as a rain gauge, so I can tell how much rain I had. I like to know. And then what I have two trash cans side by side, and I'll take the one and dump it into the other.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of have an idea of how much rain we have for the season, because I figure it's half of what's in the one can where I keep dumping into. And this year we've gotten more rain.
Well, this
than
last
ever
week,
before.
I think it rained every day, maybe once. Monday through Friday, we had rain.
The San Diego official total to this point right now is 6 point. Average at this point in time is usually 4.3 or something like that.
So I hope it continues.
Yeah.
Dry out for a few days and start again.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we're going to be dry for a few weeks, which is not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I still won't turn on my irrigation probably for the next few weeks because.
And you haven't had to for several weeks, right?
Months.
Now, is this one that's always on all the time and just it's always.
Yeah, like I have a lawn.
Does water always coming out? You talked about a product?
Oh no, that's the new watering system we're working with, where basically it's like a soaker tube that's always on, and the plant roots attached to it, and then whenever the water is needed, the plants suck it through there like a straw. Well, it's on right now, but it's not running anything because the plants aren't requiring any water. So, but it's always on. It's weird. It's a neat thing.
Now, is there such a thing as a soaker hose or something that would automatically turn on when it senses that the soil is dry?
Yeah. There's a lot of devices out there where they put soil sensors throughout the yard that report back to the clock. And then it would automatically turn on that zone for,
sensing that it needs water.
Sensing that it needs water. Yeah.
I love gadgets like that.
Well, there's real simple water timers.
Sure.
That you can put on and just attach to your faucet, and it'll turn the soaker hose on at the same time every day or every other day, just depending on how you want it set.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those have rain sensors on them. So if it rains, it doesn't turn on.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's, those are all usually, under $20, $25?
Oh, yeah, really easy to get, usually inexpensive. Yeah, and, kind of circling back to our rain, is that the rainwater is just so much better for the garden that I don't want to start to add the chlorinated tap water, at this moment in time, because I want these salts to be leached down and out and kind of go away. So I'm hoping to minimize my tap water on the garden to hopefully improve some of the soil.
Now, did I read someplace where John talked? We always talk about the fact that rainwater has oxygen in it, which is one of the great things about rainwater and watering plants. But there's all kinds of other things within the rain, John, right? Not just the oxygen, but there's a lot of things that plants need that you're not going to get out of your garden hose.
Well, you do get some dissolved nitrogen in the rain, and nitrates are a source of fertilizer. Nitrogen is what plants use. So yeah, in general, the rainwater
is always
the best
better
thing that you can use.
It is 45 minutes after the hour. Thank you so much. We've got 15 minutes to go until we say adios to this edition of Garden America. We're going to be recording our podcast right after the show. It's going to be about houseplants, and we'll upload that early next week, so you can go there. If you get our newsletter, there is a direct link to our podcast, or you can also download the iHeartMedia app, radio app, and listen to our podcast. Back after this.
Having bug problems this season? Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard's Spinosad soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also safe to use around your fruit and veggies to make sure you enjoy your crop and not those pesky critters. Find Natural Guard Spinosad soap in a ready-to-use bottle or ready to spray for those large garden plots at your favorite independent garden center. Go to fertilome.com for more information. Want a better-looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get Hydrocare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to wavewater411.com. Hydrocare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to wavewater411.com. That's wavewater411.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
This message is sponsored by AmeriGlide, featuring the nation's best prices on a home stair lift. Are you having a difficult time getting around your home? Do you avoid going up and down the stairs? Have you even considered moving from your lifelong home just to avoid the stairs? Forget about moving and call AmeriGlide and learn how an easy-to-install stair lift is the perfect solution to help you get your freedom back. Plus, we guarantee the nation's best prices. Make this free call today to learn more. No sales visits are necessary. We can help you over the phone. Now you can stay in the home you've been in for decades. Please do yourself or your loved one a favor. Make this simple 2-minute call right now. Get the lowest price on a stair lift anywhere. Here's the number: 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. 886-7342. That's 800-886-7342.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
Nobody wants to get ripped, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day, with no installation or. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happens. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a life equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-915-8941. 800-915-8941. 800-915-8941. Call right now. Operators are standing by. 800-915-8941.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
It is our final segment, 51 minutes after the hour, trying to get questions as possible. Facebook Live. You can also email John That's john@gardenamerica.com, as we're back for the next 9 minutes or so here on your Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, depending upon where you are. Hope you're having a good weekend so far as we continue. And, of course, thank you for joining us here on Garden America. What is up? Where are we with questions? Are we caught up?
I'm not so. I'm sorry that I'm not following the questions as much as I'm looking at the comments. Denise made a funny comment though, in something in return to the rain, and she says it hasn't started here yet. When it snows, at least my house is in the same spot.
Well, we talked about the big storm that was going to hit back there,
right?
Yeah. How we hoped that everyone was safe, and yeah, she did say that. When it snows, at least her house is in the same place.
Like hurricanes, tornadoes, and earthquakes.
Yeah. Just make sure you've got your fur coat on, Denise. I'll probably take my shirt off when I get home because it's going to be a little bit too hot. But you stay there in your nice warm igloo. Yeah. You know, people who don't live in California, the first thing they think about when they think of California is earthquakes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really, do you ever have an earthquake that is a big deal?
Famous last words right there. You just jinxed us, John.
It's nothing to even worry about, though.
I'm trying to think of the first or the last earthquake I felt.
Yeah, usually in San Diego, they're not that bad, even though we do have faults down here. But
I feel like it's been years.
By the time an earthquake hits, it's over before you can think of what do I do?
What do I do?
Yeah. Where with tornadoes back east, I remember we'd have to run into the basement and spend hours in the basement, and you've got the fear of what's going to happen,
and it's zigzagging across too.
Oh yeah, so you never know where it's going to hit.
So it's this wide swath of warning area, right?
Yeah, and in the last 20 years, you've heard of earthquakes all over the country.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Where
Ohio.
Was it? Yeah, Ohio. Wasn't that the weirdest thing?
Right.
My gosh.
Anyway, I'll trade the threat of a possible earthquake for 76-degree temperatures in January anytime.
Yeah. What are you going to be? So I've got my veggie pod going with lettuce. I've been harvesting lettuce, and I haven't gotten any cauliflower blooms yet. Is it
wow?
Not,
and it's mid-January.
Yeah.
No, it's about the time.
Is it?
They should start budding up. Yeah,
okay.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah. In a shadier area, should I try to move it into more sun though?
Well, the more sun, the better.
Yeah. Okay.
And then do you have a self-blanching variety?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, before self-blanching varieties came out, they would have to take the leaves on the cauliflower and then tie them up over the top to get the center to turn white.
A little tent?
Yeah. Otherwise, they would continue to photosynthesize, and it wouldn't be quite as tender and a little bit bitter.
Good to know.
Yeah, you learn something new every day if you listen to Garden America.
Okay, we've got about 3 or 4 minutes to go here as we wrap things up on this Saturday, and then of course afterwards, as we mentioned, we'll be doing our podcast, which will be up next week, and it's going to be about houseplants.
Yep, how to take care of them, varieties that are out there.
And we can talk to John about his book on houseplants that he wrote
back in
40 some odd years ago. Let's see,
Plants for the
1908.
Home.
No, that was 42 years ago. You wrote that.
It was in 77.
Isn't that 42? Yeah, 42 years ago.
All right. Plants for the Home, Volume 1.
And everything in there still, I think, is relevant, right, John?
I don't know. It's been so long since I looked at it. Right now, I know more about what I don't know than I did know back then.
And that makes sense. I get it. I understand that.
Back then, I thought I knew everything. That was the middle of the houseplant craze.
Yeah, of course.
Back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And we're in it again.
We're in it again.
Volume 2.
Yeah.
Let's get on it, John.
Yeah. What did Solomon say? There's nothing new under the sun. Let's see.
Do we have another question?
I don't know. Denise says to make sure that we talk about tillandsias next week.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not sure why.
A lot of people want to know about them, I guess.
Well, she just came from TPIE. Did you ever go to that? The Tropical Plant Industry Exposition?
I have not. No, I saw some postings, though.
Yeah, it's in Fort Lauderdale every year in January. And when I was a buyer, I used to love to go to that because usually Florida in January was nicer than San Diego in January. Denise says it was kind of cool back then,
Mhm.
or this year. But usually the weather's nice, and Fort Lauderdale's not far from Miami. So I tried to drive down to Fairchild Tropical Gardens and see what was going on down there. I really like Florida in the off season. I don't know about in the summer when it's hot and humid.
Yeah, no.
And there's bugs everywhere.
There's bugs. You can see their facial expressions. That's how big the bugs are.
Well, that's one of the advantages to California is compared to the rest of the country, there's very few bug problems.
Yeah.
We have, bugs on certain crops, but in general, there just aren't as many.
Right. And they're not as, I'd say, savage.
Yeah.
You don't get a swarm of locusts coming through and decimating an acre.
At least not lately.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the Tillandsia Air Plant, she talked about it being a wonderful house plant, and it is. It's an easy to take care of house plant.
San Diego, it's a great outdoor plant.
Yeah,
because you can
throw it
hang
up
them in your
tree.
trees. Yeah, depending on the varieties. There's a lot of varieties of Tillandsias, and some are more tropical. I remember when we were in Cuba, looking in the trees, and you could hardly see the leaves on some of the trees because of all the different bromeliads that were growing in the trees.
Yeah.
Tillandsias, Guzmanias,
What did you see?
Echmeas.
What kind of plant life did you see there that surprised you, or at least it grew so well that you couldn't believe there was that many of them around?
I think probably the bromeliads.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something that I had not seen. Learned about enough new plants that I didn't know about before.
Was it humid the time of year you were there?
We were there in late October.
So probably not as bad as it would have been.
So it was horribly humid.
Still in October?
And hot. And if you went out in the sun, you could hardly even stand there in
Really?
October. Yeah.
In October?
Yeah. Unless you went up in the mountains. When you went up in the mountains to some of the
It cooled
botanical parks, it was a little bit cooler.
Wow.
Yeah. Everything seemed like it did really well there.
We're going to have someone on from Rainforest Flora in a few weeks to talk to Lances.
Okay, that's
really?
going to do it.
Right.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Facebook Live, Biz Talk Radio, AM 1240
Yeah.
during the first hour here in
Thanks
San
for
Diego.
joining us, everybody.
We do appreciate you joining us. We're going to be hitting that podcast in just a very few minutes, and that's going to be all about houseplants. We'll upload that. Be sure to download the iHeartRadio app or use the newsletter link to our podcast. I want to thank Tom. I want to thank Brandon. I want to thank Zach. I want to thank Jeremiah. I want to thank everybody at Biz Talk. Until next time, next week, get growing America. Take care.
Listen on the go. Download the Biz Talk Radio